Okay, I think this is working. Or at least the stream's on for now. Can't tell you the headache I've had trying to get this set up. Let's see here. If I press play. Let me see, I've got it on my phone as well. Yep, seems to be working. Or is it working? I've got it on my phone. I want to see what the quality is like here. Can't actually hear myself because I've turned the volume down on my phone. But yeah, it seems okay. I'm just looking at the quality of the actual stream. Yeah, if this stream don't go well, I'll just turn it off. So I'm just kind of seeing how it goes. The video quality is not looking great on this screen at the minute. So I have to change that. Let me see. Yeah, that looks horrible. How can I change this, I wonder? I do not want to open up any more windows because my laptop won't handle it. Okay, so I've got to change the bitrate. Hold on, let me see. How do I do that? Let's see, can I change it on the fly? Let's see if I can change it. Output streaming. Here we go. Let's change the streaming output. I changed it in OBS. I don't know if it affects on YouTube because it still looks horrible. How do I change? Can't actually change it in YouTube. Yeah, I'm trying to improve the quality of the settings of the stream, but I can't find how to do it. Yeah, I've changed it in OBS, but I'm looking at the quality on my phone of the actual stream. It don't look great. Or maybe I have to refresh. I don't know. Hold on, let me go off this and come back. If I go to history, come back. Yo, Matt, I can see you, man. What did you say there? Oh, getting ready for Virtua 6. Yeah, man. Hopefully that's good and they don't screw it up. It looks interesting so far, what we've seen. Hopefully it ends up being good. I saw some interviews they did, so they've got some ideas. It doesn't sound like it's coming to arcades, which is a bit unfortunate, really. Yeah, some Virtualan down the road, of course. Normally I always played the original Virtualan, but basically I've been playing these games over the holidays. So what I did is I just recorded it. Oh, you're typing a lot there, man. Speaking of Virtualan, favorite mech, and what you mean in Virtualan? In Virtualan, my favorite mech is, I don't know how you pronounce it properly. Is it Ampard? Ampard, you know, the commando-looking Virtuoid, that one. Faye is always good, even though she's kind of weak until she goes Super Saiyan. And Temjin, because it's just, you know, the default classic, you know, the Ryu of the virtual world, Virtualan world, you could say. Is the video quality okay for you guys? Like the stream? Well, anyone that's watching, I don't know. Because I just changed it in OBS because it said it was too. It said something in YouTube like it was too much bitrate or something, so I changed it again. Matt says, personally, I'm all in about Temjin because main character mecha. Also love Cypher. Oh, Cypher. Oh, Raiden, of course. Raiden. How could I forget Raiden? Especially feels like rival mecha energy. Yes. I got a question for you because I know you're a Tangram player. How do you do Raiden's no, his double boost beam rifle, whatever you would call it, his double attack? How do you shoot one of those by themselves? Like, how do you do that? I don't know how to do that. I've been trying to figure out how to do it and I couldn't figure it out because, like, when you shoot both of them, it just takes up all your energy, so you have to wait like a good while before it resets so you can use it again. I'm using like I'm using the PS4 controller, but I'm playing as you would in the arcade, like a joystick control, so I don't know how you do it. Hold on, let me check my thing here. So yeah, I should talk about, hold on, Matt said something again. I'm not as much of a Virtualan player as I should be. I'm still struggling through the controls a bit, so I'm not really the right person to ask. Okay, that's fair enough, man. No worries, man. So I know you obviously play it in it, but the second game, because like normally when I play Virtualan, it's always the first game, you know, like because that's just easy to get into and like it's easier for my friends to play when I play them on the arcades. The rare time we get to see other arcades when we go down to this place called Bury in the UK. It's got a nice arcade there. Hold on, did my sound just go off? Nope. Hold on, something's not right here. Yeah, just making sure the things up to speed there. Sorry, you typed some other things as well, so I already saw that. I ever wanted to play Virtualan Collection on the PS4 state, so I'd even better on Steam. Yeah, that's that. When I eventually get to it, because what you're seeing right now is recording. So, like I said, I played all these games over the holidays. Like when it gets to like Christmas and them times, I like to play like SEGA games. So I played a bunch of SEGA games. I had to drag myself off each one of them because they're just so addictive and good to play. So yeah, I thought I'd just record it and then make a stream about it, and we can just talk about whatever people want to talk about. But yeah, when we get to Virtualan, it is that collection on the PS4 that I played, which only came out in Japan. I know it did come on the 360 in the West. I don't know if you can still buy that anymore since Microsoft closed down the Microsoft page. So I don't know if you can actually buy Virtualan on the 360 anymore, but they did have it on there. From what I've read the reviews, the 360 version is might be slightly better than the PS4 release because it's more like the Dreamcast version. It's got like the features that were in the Dreamcast version, because the one on the PS4 is just basically it's just the arcade with training mode stuff. So But yeah, I was actually playing Virtua Evolution before all the Virtua 6 news came out and that. Because I never actually finished quest mode. I thought to myself, I'm going to finish quest mode this year. So I've been playing it bit by bit. I played as Sarah, Jackie. He just typed something else there. Let me see this. Speaking of Sega, I heard that Phantasy Star is being considered for a comeback, which I'm pretty much stoked for. As a Phantasy Star is my favorite big thing. No, my favorite of the big three RPGs of the 80s. As long as it's like the proper Phantasy Star. I'm not hating on online. I never got into it, but I understand fans of it. But I want a proper Phantasy Star game because one of my favorite RPGs, because I'm not deep into RPGs, but one of my favorite RPGs is Phantasy Star 4. That game's amazing. I mean, I don't normally beat RPGs, but I've beaten that game twice. And that's a rare thing for me to do, an RPG, like beat a game twice. That's not something I do. But that game was just so damn good. It's like, how can you not make more of that, man? Like, what's going on? Matt also says, who knows, perhaps the guy who did Meta for Ren Tazino could do the new Phantasy Star game, possibly, or even better, the Ryu guy got to the Yakuza game, well, the Yakuza studio. Yeah, I'd love to do that. I'd love if they could find the old team, like bring them back. I don't know if they're still even in the gaming industry, but cause I think some of them went on to work on Panzer Dragoon. I think someone went to work on that. Well, that's another series they need to bring back, even though they did have that remake version of it a few years ago, which wasn't that very good, to be honest. That's why I'm a bit worried about some of these Sega games that are coming back, because they got like these other studios making it. Like with Virtua Fighter, I'm okay because I know they've got the old crew back and the Yakuza people working on it, so I'm not worried about that. But the other games that they're bringing back, I don't know. It's gonna have to be a wait and see, because Panzer Dragoon and what was it, House of the Dead remake, those were just like very disappointing. So they need quality control. Can't just bring stuff back for the sake of it. This match right here was the last match in quest mode. Quest mode in the Virtua Evolution is so good, man. Virtua Evolution, it's so advanced, man. Like even now, like it's such an amazing game, man. And I love how the combos are in Evolution, like short and crisp combos, not only these long ass combos that you have to put the controller down and wait for it to finish, or someone does a combo and then does a super, and you have to wait even longer and watch that. So yeah, it's definitely one of the best games. I was only disappointed with Evolution that it never brought out Final Tuned. That says quest mode is just such a good single player mode in fighting game. Oh, for me it's the best, man, because I know it's not a story mode in the normal sense, but it's more like you're going on your quest throughout the arcades like you would in the like 90s or early 2000s. You're going through all these Japanese arcades, beating up all these actual players, especially when you get to the last two arenas. My god, the people that you fight in there, it's like they don't miss the combos, man. If they hit you, you're getting full comboed, wall comboed, all of it. It's gonna happen. But that's the challenge, man. Like this game Evolution has got the best AI for a fighting game. I think it actually feels like you're fighting people. It's like the closest feeling you get to fighting actual people. Why is my okay, my OBS is ahead of the YouTube stream. That's something I'm just gonna have to accept, because I'm getting confused watching both of them. And now we're on to Final Showdown. You're gonna like this character I designed, Matt. What do you say something there again? It would be cool if Virtua got a story mode though. I mean, there is quite a bit of story in the series that should be explored more, like the Syndicate or even Duro's purpose. Oh yeah, 100%. They should make more of the story. I think they're gonna do that, to be honest. From what we've seen of that trailer, it looks like there's definitely gonna be more story in there. Because like you say, to me, Virtua has always been about the gameplay first. Story's like always been like, yeah, it's kind of like Dark Souls kind of thing. Like you can go and find out more about it if you want to, or just play the game. So, what's always drawn me to Virtua is the gameplay. There's this backwards and forth that you don't get in other fighting games. Like there's a flow to the fights. It's like watching like a cool ass 80s Jackie Chan film or Sammo Hung kind of thing. It's just like this back and forth kind of fighting that you get, and you can't find it in any other fighting game, really. To be honest, it's pure fighting. That's what I like. And obviously, in this version, Final Showdown, the customization is insane. Like, sometimes I just put the game on just to customize characters. Even characters that I don't play with, I'll just customize them because it's just that cool. Let me just check this thing here. Yeah, the stream on the quality on my phone is not looking great, so I don't know. But my connection is terrible, to be honest, so I'm not surprised. Oh no, it's slowing down. I've been trying to set this stream up. Yep, I'm getting some slowdown here. Yeah, I've been playing around with this OBS thing for ages, and now it's just stopped. Yeah, this is. It could be just my crappy internet connection that's showing it crap. Maybe it's okay for you guys watching. He just typed something else there. I'm thinking more of Van Damme as far as 80s martial art films go. Bloodsport especially comes to mind whenever I play either Virtua or Tekken. Bloodsport. Well, who hasn't seen that film? That's about as classic as it gets, really. Like, that's probably. Is it? No, I'm trying to think. Yeah, that's probably Van Damme's #1 film, really. I mean, he's got a few. But Bloodsport's probably one everyone's probably seen. It's like the Karate Kid of that generation. Everyone's seen Karate Kid, ain't they? So everyone's seen Bloodsport. Although I don't know what my favourite Van Damme film is, actually, thinking about it. I don't know, he's got quite a few good ones, man. I'll tell you what Van Damme film I like, and I think it's underrated. Oh, my stream's going crazy on YouTube. But one of my favourite Van Damme films is Knockoff. I don't know if you've seen that one. I think it's by the director Tshuri Hawk. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He's a very good director, but that film is underrated, man. Like, it's just fun. I don't know how to explain it. It's like got a fun vibe to it, man. And like the camera angles and the action, but no one ever talks about it. Your personal favorite would be Universal Soldier, because cyberpunk shit, of course. Universal Soldier is good. I can't deny that. What's his name? Dolph Lundgren in that film kills me, man. His lines in that film, every line he says is like a catchphrase. Like, I'm all ears when he's got that guy's ears around him, like he's made it like an earring or a necklace of ears. It's crazy. I haven't watched that film in a long time, man, but I watched it many times. The sequel's a bit iffy. I did like the sequel they made a few years ago. I can't remember what it was called, but I think it was set in Russia or somewhere. Like, Van Damme and like Dolph Lundgren have been on ice for ages, and they bring them back. I thought that one was pretty good, actually, but it was more serious. Like, the rest of them a bit more silly. Like the second one with Goldberg. I think the second one with Goldberg, isn't it? I can barely remember. I just remember Goldberg being there, and Michael J. White, and there was I think there was another girl soldier. I can't remember what her name was. But yeah, Van Damme's got. The Van Damme film I like is the other one where it's called Sudden Death. It's basically Die Hard, but in a ice rink, and it like NHL hockey or something like that. Sudden Death. I like that film as well. And that one where it's with the model. What was her name? Natasha Hendrich or something like that. She was the Species woman. I forgot what that film was called. I think that was another Tshuri Hawk film. I think it was called Maximum Overdose or something. Maximum Risk. I can't remember. I think that came out around the era when he was doing like Double Team and them kind of films. Yeah, the amount of different OBSs I had to go through to get this up and running is crazy. Like, and it still isn't going the way I wanted to do. But I was just like, you know what, screw it. I'm just gonna play a stream and let's see what happens. If it messes up, it messes up, because the audio was messing up. Like, my mic was going out of sync every single time. Maybe it is still doing that now. I don't know, but I just gave up at the end. I was just like, you know what, let's just stream. If it goes wrong, it goes wrong. See, Final Showdown doesn't have quest mode, but it does have special sparring that kind of makes up for it. So it's still kind of fun. Matt says, speaking of Cyberpunk, I've been playing some Ace Combat 3, Electrosphere, and what I gotta say is this: Ghost in the Shell plus Macros plus equals instant win. You know, I've heard of that game. You know, are you playing the Japanese version or the American one? Because I heard like the Japanese, I think it's the Japanese one's got more missions in there. I have no idea why they took them out. I don't know what, if it's got something like too controversial in there. I don't know, but I think I heard for that version of that game, the Japanese one's the one to play. But I have heard good things about it, to be honest. What you described there is what I've heard as well. But you know, Ace Combat's a cool series anyway. It's kind of like the Ghost in the Shell, the game on the PS1. That's a very cool game as well. It's a shame we don't get games like that anymore unless it's like some kind of indie person making it. Although thinking about it, Ghost in the Shell, it's got quite a few games, because you got that game on the PS1, you got the PS2 game, you got the PSP game, and then the last game they brought out was like some kind of like free-to-play game, which obviously got closed down. But it looked okay. I never actually played it. I don't think it lasted very long, to be honest. What we really need is another Ghost in the Shell game and an Akira game. How that hasn't happened yet, I don't know, but if you can make a Ghost in the Shell game with today's technology, my god, it'd be amazing. And Akira as well. Matt also says, also you should review Macro series as ASAP. So many great anime. Yeah, you see, the problem with Macross is like Gundam, it's just massive. It's like when you say Macross, what Macross do you mean? Like, you just mentioned a few there, and there's way more. So, and each of them about like 20 or more episodes, especially the older ones. So yeah, it's a lot to get through. That's the good and bad thing about old school anime. There's a lot of it, but to review it, like, you've got to sit through, I don't know, 50 episodes. Like, that's why I haven't talked about Voltoms. I would love to talk about Voltoms, but my god, how much Voltoms is there? There's loads. And that's not just talking about the original series. If you carry on down the line, there's so much. Matt also says, I'll be totally down for Ruga got to do Ghost in the Shell. Yeah, they'd be good at it, because they was it them that did Binary Domain? It was them, wasn't it? I guess Binary Domain is Ghost in the Shell, really. That's the closest we're gonna get to it. That was a very good game as well, man. It's a shame we never got a sequel to that. I don't think it sold very well, but that was a cool game. Haven't played that in some years, man. But I remember when I did play, I was like, man, this is. I kept thinking to myself, this is basically Ghost in the Shell Appleseed, the game, and it's actually good. Like, I always remember that bit where you're on the truck driving down, like there's like some giant, almost like, I don't know what, it's like a giant wheel boss chasing you. It's crazy. The fights you have in there with the robots and all the mech tech and all that stuff, it's insane. I don't know how that game didn't do better than it did. Oh yeah, Pi totally kicked my ass here. She started throwing me all over the place. Matt says, imagine Ghost in the Shell in the style of, say, Yakuza. Yeah, man. Oh, man, walking around like Hong Kong and that kind of stuff like that. Yeah, man. Actually, even better, Appleseed in the style of Yakuza. That's what I'll be. That's what I said, man. That's what Binary Domain is. That's the closest we'll ever get to it. That's because, like, I mean, I think there's a few Appleseed games. Well, actually, no, there's two. I know there's one on the Super Nintendo, and there's one on the PS2. I don't think either of them are any good, to be honest. I think the PS2 one is kind of okay-ish, maybe, barely, if you're an Appleseed fan, but not on the level that you want it to be at. You want it to be on a way better level, but I don't know. It seems like there's no money in that kind of stuff. I think we passed that stage where they could make games like that anymore. Like licensed games, like you don't really get them. I mean, stuff like Dragon Ball, but yeah, but that's because it's Dragon Ball and like Naruto and One Piece. That's because they're like massive franchises. Stuff like Appleseed and Obscure, stuff like that. Ghost in the Shell. I'm trying to think of any kind of other cyberpunk stuff. MD Geist, you know. What else is there? Bubblegum Crisis, you know, stuff like that. I think that was a game. In fact, that was it. Like, I was thinking of Vanquish, but imagine you make Vanquish, but in Bubblegum Crisis universe. Imagine how amazing that would be. But never gonna happen. Like I say, I think we passed that stage. Matt says, and yes, I'm tad more of a fan of Appleseed than Ghost in the Shell. And I love Ghost in the Shell with all my heart. Whew, it's a tough case, man. They're both really good, but I'm thinking I'm probably like you. I probably favour Appleseed a little bit more. But Ghost in the Shell is very good, so what can we say about that? Can't go wrong with either one. But if I'm going to pick a game, I'll probably want an Appleseed game. I love the music in Final Showdown. This is actually, you can choose the soundtracks in Final Showdown. So the soundtrack for this is actually the Virtua 5 R soundtrack, which never got a port, but you can still pick the soundtrack. That's what I have on when I play this game. I only just started playing as Goh, so I was just learning the basic combos and how to play as him really. I normally play as Sarah, but Goh really interests me. I like his aggressive style. It's the landmates, dude. They're essentially more high-tech looking photoms and every bit as awesome looking as implied. Yeah, it's peak design, ain't it? Like Masonro, he really he reached his level with that and Ghost in the Shell. But yeah, I think I've got an Appleseed art book somewhere. You know, like the first 3D movie that came out. I've got an art book of the designs in there. Like even that I remember that when I first seen the trailer for that film, I was like, my god, this is the next level of anime, man. 3D anime. Nothing's gonna top this, and nothing did. That was still the best one, probably. I haven't watched it in some years, but I remember when it first came out, I was like blown away. Matt also says, hell, the armor suit from Standalone Complex is a major nod to Appleseed Landmates. That's true as well, actually, right? But it is the same creator in it, so I guess there's overlap. That always seems to happen in manga stuff. You always get these overlaps in designs, or you can see an early design what it could have been. It could have been like a variant, like you get, you know, like in Gundam, you got different variants of the same suit. And yes, I love the 2004 Appleseed film, one of my all-time favorite anime films. In fact, I agree, man. I still remember being sitting down. Was it in college or university? I can't remember. Like, I think this was early days of YouTube, or like, you know, video sharing on the internet. And I just saw the video of it. I was like, wow, what the hell? This is anime. I've never seen anything like this 3D anime. I was like, what is this? Because then, after I read the report, like the directors of it or the creators of it were like, I think what happened is a Korean film came out. I can't remember what that Korean film's called, but it's a cyberpunk film. Was it called Wonderful Days? I think it might be called Wonderful Days. Can't remember. I remember watching that film thinking that was good, but I think that was like normal 2D. But I think they were like, when they made Appleseed, they were like saying, "Nah, we got to bring Japanese animation back to the top level." So that's why they put all the effort into the Appleseed 3D film. They're like, "Yeah, we're gonna make this one of the best looking anime films," and they sure did. Somehow, if my memory serving me correct, that 2004 film actually looks better than the sequel that came a few years after. I guess maybe they didn't have the budget for that one, but I remember the sequel being like, looking at it thinking, this is like kind of a downgrade. I don't understand that. I'm just checking on the stream here. Yeah, this is my version of Devil Goh, by the way. Like I said, customization in this game is crazy, man. It's way better than like eSport or Ultimate Showdown. It took out so many things. Having Tekken characters and Yakuza characters there doesn't make up for what we lost. And even like when they announced Revo, I thought they were gonna bring all this stuff back, but they've only brought back like the swimsuits and what's it called, the consoles, the classic SEGA consoles that going back, which is in this game anyway, like, you know, the Dreamcast, the Saturn and the Mega Drive or Genesis. Like, you leaving out so much stuff, man. I thought you were going to bring this all back, but nope. So I don't know how much customization the new Virtua 5 is going to get, but it probably won't be on the level of this, I doubt. Okay, stream's on okay. I've got it on my phone just to see it's actually working, even though the quality on my phone is terrible. And OBS is still ahead. I think it's because I got the audio on the OBS version. I'm listening to it, so it's kind of weird looking on YouTube when it's not in sync. Matt also says, I totally love the swimsuits coming back in Virtua 5 and Tekken, dude. Only thing is, what is that? Oh, the overlords will do anything to cut blockers. I understand. It's too dangerous to have a sexy character these days. I don't understand really, but apparently that's the case. You cannot have a sexy looking woman. I don't understand that why that's the case, but it is. But I don't think Japanese people care, so I think we'll be okay. If it was a Capcom game, I would be more worried because they like to censor their things. I remember when they censored, what's her name, in Street Fighter 5. I forgot her name. Is it Mila, the wrestler? Is she Russian wrestler? I can't remember. Yeah, she does a move with a butt, doesn't she? Like, and they took it out. I was like, why? Because people are upset, and we all know what happened to Dead or Alive. That game got cancelled. It actually like died because of that. I actually missed that series as well, Dead or Alive. That should come back, but again, people don't want to see bouncing, you know what. But it wasn't just about that. Dead or Alive was just a fun arcade fighting game, because it's basically like Virtua 5, but I don't want to say dumbed down because that's disrespectful, but you know, it was more easier to get into, that's what I'll say. But Dead or Alive was a good series, man. It's a shame they ended it. Same with Ninja Gaiden as well. I don't know why they stopped making those either. I don't know, but then again, they stopped making Devil May Cry and all them type of games, didn't they? So I guess it's just a different era in that Souls era. Every like combat game's got to be like Souls, and I like Souls, but you know, it gets boring when every game is just Souls copy. I'm gonna actually have to commentate on the YouTube stream rather than watching the OBS, because the OBS is ahead. not crash. I swear YouTube gives you some crazy feedback. It's saying everything's fine, but I can see that it's not really. But I've got it on my phone, like I say, so I know I'll just comment on what I've seen on my phone because I can know that's what you guys are seeing. So even when I was recording this, it had problems. Yeah, I can still see him. Yeah, I don't know if we cut off there because I tried to like minimize OBS, and then it looked like it was about to crash. I was like, oh god, don't crash. Yeah, I've been having problems trying to get this stream from running. Like, I've downloaded a different version of OBS. I've gone through all the settings multiple times with many different things. It's just been screwing me over all day. At the end of the time, I was just like, you know what, let's just try it. If it works, it works. If it don't, then whatever. It's not going to do anything. Of course, YouTube being censorous. Another day ending. Yeah, it's always a problem. It's weird because like you would think like the latest OBS would be the best one, but it's not. I actually had to go back because the OBS I was using before was really old, so it didn't have certain settings. So I thought, okay, I'll just download the latest one. Download the latest one, and then it just started giving me way more problems, like with my recordings and streaming. It was all like messed up. It didn't even have the options I had before. So like, okay, so I have to go back and like then I read on some forum that you have to use the versions before a certain point. So I did that, and then even that version had problems. So I was just like, oh god, I'll just give up. I'll just stick with this one and see how it goes. Matt says, just goes to show we're actually living in the cyberpunk future that we dreaded would come. Oh, 100%. The world is a very depressing place, but at least, no, I don't know if I should get political. I might upset some people. At least America, I could say, is I know America's not great right now, but with a certain orange man in charge, I think you'll be going back in the right direction. I'll say that. The rest of the world should hopefully follow, but who knows? Like, the UK is screwed, man. The UK is terrible. Like, don't get me started on Labour. It's like, Labour and Conservatives are just the same two people, the same two parties. Sarah's got this Soul Calibur look going on right now. She looks like that. Is it Alicia from Soul Calibur? Matt says, I think the Cheeto in chief will actually get shit done. That's why we voted him after all. That's it. That's exactly what I'm talking about, man. That's why they're afraid of him, man. Because he's actually going to do things. He's not going to just talk. He's going to actually do something. So that's what I'm saying. America can slowly, you know, get on the right track. Obviously, it's going to take some years. It won't get fixed overnight, but you got to change course of direction, or you're just going to crash, ain't you? So you've actually turned the wheel now. That's a good thing. But like I say, in the UK, we haven't turned no wheel. We're just going down the shitter, really. Oh yeah, man, I never asked you, did you watch Alien Romulus? What do you think of it? Because over the holidays I was watching all the Alien movies. I know, it's not what you should do over Christmas, watching aliens, but that's what I do. I watch some like Christmas themed movies, but I also like to watch things outside the box. And so I decided to watch all the Alien movies. Well, I say all the Alien movies. I watched 1, 2, 3, Resurrection. I haven't watched Prometheus for ages, and what was the one? Convict, what that was called? I haven't watched that in ages. And I watched AVP, which I actually like the first AVP. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a sucker. I do like the first AVP. I think it's okay. It's not amazing, but compared to the second one, my god, it's a masterpiece. So yeah, AVP was okay. I found it entertaining. Matt typed, however, we can't just expect one cheetah to do all the work. The onus lies with all of us. We want to make America great again. That's it, man. That's it. You all have to work together, kind of, to get the country back on track. One guy doing one thing ain't gonna change anything. Matt also says, now that you mention Alien films, I was going to watch the first Alien film before you started the stream. Oh, yep, I watched that over Christmas. I watched the, what version are you going to watch? Is it the cinema cut or the director's cut? Because I watched the director's cut. Seeing it adds, you could live, you know, you probably know about that scene anyway, so I'm not spoiling anything for you really. So, but yeah, the first Alien is, it's a classic for a reason, basically. Because what happened is I actually watched Romulus when it came out on the cinema. I went to watch it on the cinema, and then when it came out, you know, digitally I watched it again. But then I thought, you know what, I'm gonna go back and watch all the Alien films. But you know what? I think, you know, some people don't like Alien 3. I'm sorry, but I do like Alien 3. It's got the whole cyberpunk theme down to a T, like the whole industrial look, you know, Alien 3 that is. And I know people's gripes with it is that they killed Newton Hicks. Okay, fair enough, I can understand that. But let's not forget that Ripley also died at the end of that film. So basically, every character from Aliens died. No one survived. So I ain't got a problem with Hicks or Newt dying. Yeah, it sucks that they died, but do you want to see them physically die? I don't want to see that. I don't want to see Newt get killed by an alien or, you know, have a chest burst to come out of her. So how they did it was respectful to me. You've been typing some things there, Matt. Let me see this. Should mention that the two Alien films are my second favourite films of all time, with Blade Runner obviously being numero uno. Can't go wrong with Blade Runner. That is an absolute classic. Cyberpunk at the top. You don't get no better than that. And yes, you like Alien 3 too. I'm glad I finally met someone that likes Alien 3. Alien Resurrection was just like, what the fuck. Yeah, Alien Resurrection is a product of its time. If you look at the movies that were coming out around that time, like if you look at Halloween, for example, a franchise that is tarnished by all kind of mad crappy sequels. Yeah, because you had H2O, which was okay, then you had Alien, and then you had Halloween Resurrection with Busta Rhymes killing Michael Myers, which was absolutely ridiculous. So Alien Resurrection is just a product of its time. To me, it's a guilty pleasure. To me, Alien Resurrection, they didn't need to bring back Sigourney Weaver. You know, just brought it back because, you know, back then stars mattered, didn't they? So that's why they brought it back. But you didn't need Sigourney Weaver in Alien Resurrection. You could have just, it could have just been about that crew, you know, the pirate crew. I don't know what they were called. I think they were called the Betty or something like that. I don't know. It could have just been about them. So you didn't really need Sigourney Weaver in there. And she was playing a different character anyway, even though it's Ripley, but it's not actually Ripley, is it? So yeah, but I do have a guilty pleasure for Alien Resurrection. I can't lie. It's the same way I like Hellraiser. Is it Hellraiser 3 or 4? The one where they're going back in time, and the guy that created the box thing, I can't remember what you call that box thing. And you've got like what do you call the monsters in there now? I forgot what they're called. The demons in there, I forgot what they're called now. But you got the one with the CD player. This is crazy. But that was a guilty pleasure as me. I actually think the story in there is actually good. Matt also typed, I especially love Aliens, even in spite of James Cameron being a cut knob. Yeah, James Cameron's gone down the dark path, hasn't he? So he's not the same director that he was. So what can you say? But he has made some very good movies. Cannot deny that at all. In fact, you could argue he's made the best sequels to any film ever, like in Terminator 2 and Aliens. Like, I can't think of any sequels that are as good as those that actually match the first film. But yeah, he's definitely kind of lost his way a little bit. I think he's got he's too much in love with his Avatar movies. Yeah, I don't think we'll ever get a film on the level of Aliens again. You just can't be done. You just have the right people, the right cast, the right effects, the right timing. Everything just the right moment in time. It's like the Crow film. Like, I haven't watched that remake film, but you can't really remake the Crow. The Crow is a product of its time to me. Like, it could only exist in that moment in time, and that's what makes it so great. Sure, you can remake it, but yeah, it's not going to be very good, basically. So yeah, that's the problem. I think that's the problem Aliens has got. Like I said, I did enjoy Alien Romulus. I think it was okay, but I could understand people saying they didn't like it because it just basically copies the old films. Like, it's put some lines in there, like you just think to yourself, why is this line in there? These characters don't even know these lines, so why are they saying it? Matt says, trust me, you ain't missing much with the Crow remake. That was doo-doo dog shit. Okay then. Yeah, I thought about watching it, but then I just thought to myself, do I really want to watch it? Nah, not really. What's the point? I'm probably going to think it's crap anyway. All the reviews I've seen of it said it was crap, so yeah. I don't know why they actually picked Outrun. Like, you could have picked any other Crow, but you had to pick that Crow. So what was the point? You might as well have just done something else. I don't know. That's Hollywood for you. Just remake something without actually thinking about it. You think it's gonna sell, and people are gonna go rush to see it. No chance at all. Just a waste of time. Oh, we're on Virtua. I only just noticed. Wasn't paying attention. So yeah, I was using Raiden, but like I said, I couldn't figure out his move that I was asking you before. But this game's got crazy amount of tech in there, man. Like, when I was getting into it, like, at first I was just playing it like the first Virtual, but then the more I got into it, I was like, whoa, we got way more moves going on here. We got 2 extra turbo buttons. You got moves for just for those buttons, like, so you got, what is it, 6 moves altogether on one side of the, the section. So when you press the right turbo button, you've got 3 extra moves that you wouldn't normally do. Then you press the left button, the left turbo button, then you've got 3 extra moves for that side as well. And then you've got your jumping moves. Oh, it's mad. I was just like, no wonder the Japanese players still play this game, because the tech in here is crazy. And I just mean the tech that's available to you normally, like, not the hidden tech that all the Japanese players know, all these hidden secret moves, or techniques I should say, like, that you can do. So yeah, this game, Sega created a masterpiece here. And like, yeah, it's strange actually thinking about all the games they're bringing back and they're not bringing back Virtual. Like, why not? It wouldn't even cost you that much to make a new Virtual. Doesn't make any sense to me. Matt says, man, don't even get me started on how alive and kicking the Virtual community is. Like, I've seen many VOOT tournament with some incredible skilled players too. Yeah, I've seen the Japanese players, man. Like, they play online every day. It's insane. Look how old this game is, and they're still online playing, or going down to the arcades to play it. And they still have the major tournaments on it, like, don't they? I think Sega themselves host the tournament each year. I forgot what it's called, the Taranto Cup or something like that. Yeah, this game is damn good, man. Like, I'm confused why Sega haven't made a new one. I'm very confused. Like I say, it wouldn't cost that much money to make a new Virtual. It's not like it's got a high budget. I've watched Japanese players where it doesn't even look like they've left the floor when they've cancelled their super jump. It's crazy. I'm like, did that guy just jump there? Because I don't understand how he locked on. It didn't even look like he jumped. That's how quick they are with the controllers. Matt says, that's basically why whenever I see a Virtual arcade cabinet in the world, it's automatic blessing. That's my favourite arcade games of all times. I agree, man. The arcade I go to's got one. The rare time I do go there because it's pretty far away from where I live, so it's only a special occasion I go and it's there and I get to play it. But yeah, man. Well, that's the first Virtual On. I've never actually seen the second game arcade anywhere. It's only the first game, but you know they're both good. I've seen like at a retro show, someone had the arcade stick for the Dreamcast version of the second game. I don't know how much that controller costs now, probably quite a bit. Matt says the only arcade game that even comes close to that would be Metal Slug series, especially Metal Slug. A man of good taste. Metal Slug 3 is my favourite one as well. Oh man, that game is so good. It's definitely my favourite Metal Slug. I mean, the series kind of lost its way a little bit after that because SNK were having hard troubles, but they brought it back a little bit with like, is it Metal Slug Double X? The one that's got Ralph and Clark and Leona in there. I like that one. I think that's on PSP, and I think I got it on my PS4. I think I did buy that. I know I've got Metal Slug 3. I basically buy Metal Slug 3 on everything that it comes out for. Basically, I like it that much. It's one of those games that you just buy over and over again. I got it on Steam. I got it on PS3. I think I got it on PS4. Yeah, got it on PSP. It's one of those games like Resident Evil 4, isn't it? Like you just buy it. It doesn't matter what console, you just buy it again because it's usually cheap as well. Because the game is just that good. Well, I also like that the stages in Virtual On 1 were so good that they had to bring them back. I see what drove me up the wall on this game, the last boss. That whole last stage is so trippy. I couldn't get to grips with the controls. Like I was like, okay, I'm in a 3D space. So how does this actually work? We'll see when we get to this boss because he does kill me. But I do continue and beat him afterwards. But yeah, it's a very trippy stage. Speaking of Metal Slug, have you played Metal Slug Tactics? No, I haven't played that. You know, I heard it's good though, but I should probably check it out then since you're recommending it. I did actually like Metal Slug Defense or Metal Slug Attack. I think there's two games in it, but I used to play that all the time. That was the only mobile game that I got addicted to. So I know what it's like to get addicted to mobile games, but that game was very addictive, even though you ended up playing a whole bunch of cheaties. Always cheating. But it was still a fun game. I used to play with my friend on that as well. That was a fun game, man. I think it came out on the Nintendo Switch, but from what I've seen of it, it's missing loads of characters, man. Because I remember that game had loads of different characters in there. They were all expensive. That's the only mobile game that I spent money on as well. Like, I don't normally spend money on mobile. I don't play mobile games, but that game just hooked itself into my brain. I can understand how people get addicted to mobile games now. That game, I basically had to go cold turkey on it and just stop playing it. Because it's just taking up too much of my time, man. But yeah, I think it came out on Switch, but it's just like a normal game now, but it's still missing way more characters. But I'll definitely check that Tactics out. I wonder if they'll ever actually make a new actual Metal Slug. Because I know the people that used to make Metal Slug, they're making their own game now, ain't they? So hopefully that turns out good. Because that's been in the works for a long time now, so I don't know what's going on with that, to be honest. Yo, Mr. Madcat1, Armor Core 6 made a good splash in the mecha genre. Maybe Sega can revive Virtual On if mech games became more mainstream. Well, they should, but if you look at the games they're bringing back, they're not really mainstream games. Like Golden Axe, that's like a beat 'em up, isn't it? That's not really in the mainstream right now. Streets of Rage, well, they brought out Streets of Rage 4 and they're making another new Streets of Rage, so I think they should be able to bring these games back anyway, because obviously they're not spending big money on these things. So if you can bring back Streets of Rage, Jet Set Radio, my god, who thought we would get a new Jet Set Radio? They're bringing that back. I wouldn't say there's a market for that either, but they're still bringing it back. Shinobi, that's another classic game. I'm sure most young people don't even know what Shinobi is. So, you know, A lot of these games have been gone for a long time, but Virtual, I don't understand because, like I say, it's not a game that requires much budget to me. You could easily make this game, so I don't know why they don't. Yeah, this is the stage I was talking about. It's very trippy. I couldn't figure out how to maneuver around in this world. Because like a couple of shots from this boss and you're just dead. So if you mess up the timing once and you're out of sync with him shooting the bullets, that's too bad, you're just gonna die. So you have to get it right from the set, and then you can just totally murder him when he's open his eye there. The only hope for like Virtual is if these new SEGA games do well, and then SEGA like, what else can we bring back? You know, kind of like Capcom was like, oh, we brought Resident Evil remake, so let's make what is it called, Dead Rising remake. So maybe that might happen with Virtual. Don't know. See, I found the trick in this boss is to use the slow turn, so you can just face him and then lock back onto him. And there, see, once you've got the timing right, it's all good. Yeah, you can't beat. I don't know, man. Sega is just like, there's something about their games. I don't know if it's because I grew up on Sega and Nintendo, but they just remind me of better days. You know, when you play the games, that's why I like playing them. They're just fun games, man. There's no bullshit in there. It's just, do you want to play a fun game? So yeah, that's why I like playing them over the holidays. I really had to drag myself away from each of these games that you're gonna see now. Like, I could have played each of these games by themselves, or holiday season. I could have done it. Like, when I started to get on Virtual, I was like, when I started to get more into Virtual and learn the controls and all the other techniques you could do, like the jumping techniques and all this stuff. It's like, damn, yeah, man, I just didn't want to stop playing. Obviously, Virtua Fighter, the combat is just so good. Just don't want to stop playing again, over and over. And Outrun is probably, it's close to my number one driving game, I would say. It's between that and Type R. I mean, there's a good amount of good arcade races, so you know it's hard to pick one. But Outrun 2, man, the music, the driving mechanics, it's just fun, man. Like I say, each one of these games I could just play them all day, every day. That is certainly something that's missing in gaming these days. That's why things like, when you see things like Space Marine come out and it does really well, it's just because it's just old school. It's just a fun game. That's all people want, really. You know, if you want an online multiplayer game, then you're probably just gonna stick to what you've already been playing already, like stuff like Call of Duty, FIFA, Madden, 2K, and them kind of games. Maybe Fortnite, obviously, if you're younger. So, but if you just want to have fun by yourself, single player, or it's got a multiplayer mode like Virtua, obviously, you can't really beat Sega games and Nintendo games, the old school stuff, man. Mr. Madcat, nobody knows what's gonna happen tomorrow. That is very true. It's like Apollo Creed said, there is no tomorrow. You gotta do what you gotta do today, because you might not be here tomorrow. Also, over the holidays, I obviously watched Die Hard. Like, I don't care how many times I watch that film, it's just always so good. Like, you just can't beat that film either. Like, I don't know how, I've lost count how many times I've seen Die Hard. It's insane. But that film never gets boring to me, even though I know exactly what's gonna happen every single time. Matt says, man, I absolutely love Warhammer 4K Space Marine 2. It's one of my favourite games of 2024. Yeah, I've only seen videos of it because my laptop won't run that, but when I get a new PC or new laptop, I'm 100% buying that game, no doubt about it. So everything I've seen about it is just so damn good. Just pure fun. That's what games should be, man. And that's why it sells well. Oh yeah, I'm using Sarah here because Sarah is basically my main character in Virtua. I do like using Gold, but Sarah is the main one for me. Yeah, but Warhammer, I watched the, did you watch the, in fact, you guys, actually asked you, did you watch the Level Up Armored Core thing? I've watched some of those animations. My favourite one was actually the Warhammer one. I mean, I don't know much about Warhammer, to be honest, but that Warhammer one, the level, what it's called, Level Secret, what it's called, that show. That Warhammer one was really good, man. The Armored Core one, I've seen some people moan about it, like a lot of Armored Core fans have been moaning about it, and I understand, like, you're not supposed to show characters in Armored Core, you don't really need to show them, but if you pay for Keanu Reeves, you're gonna show Keanu Reeves. I'm sorry, it's just like Cyberpunk, you know, you pay for Keanu Reeves, you're gonna show him, you know, there's no way around it. I'm sure you could just use his voice, I'm sure he would actually even do that himself, but when you spend that kind of money, you know, you want to make sure everyone knows we've got Keanu Reeves, we've got Keanu Reeves. So I understand why a lot of Armored Core fans are moaning about that. Matt says, seriously though, Saber Interactive knows how games should be done. A rarity in the realm of gaming, especially nowadays with all the SJWs ruining culture at large. I agree, you're spot on there. Just make, you know, I wouldn't even mind if those games, you could probably put your stupid message in there, but make your game fun. The crime to me is like their games are not fun. They're just boring or uninteresting combat. Like, you know, your first objective of making a game is it fun? You want to make some game about a message? Okay, but why not just make, I don't know, animation or something like that? I don't know, something else. If you just want to talk about a message. Playing a game, I'm gonna have fun playing a game. And that's why I don't really like modern game. It's not even to do with the messaging in there. It's just the fact, like, it's funny to me, like, people make fun of the era of like the Mega CD or Sega CD era. You know, like when you had all the FMV games where you're basically just clicking at a certain moment in time. But that's what modern game is to me now, like AAA game anyway. Like, occasionally you get to play the game, which is crap. And then you've got a section where you're just walking along and the character's talking to you and you have to just do it over and over and over again. Like, you can't skip it every single time. It's just, ugh. I just can't stand that. When I get to sections, like, even when I was playing Cyberpunk 2027, like, when I was trying to replay it and I was going through some of these sections, I was like, oh, do I have to listen to this all over again, please? No. Give me a skip button, please. I don't want to hear this again. It's like they only want people to play the game once. So you wonder why after 1 week your Steam ratings go down and everyone's left the game. That's why. That is why. I don't know who Shundi's supposed to be here, this character. He looks like the character from Mega Man. Is it Dr. Wily, whatever his name is? Could be that. Or maybe I'm thinking of someone else, I don't know. Sorry, I was just checking something. Yeah, I think the stream's okay for you guys, but oh, something happened to you, Matt. Was it I didn't see what happened to you there. But like I say, YouTube's just terrible. Like, ugh, I swear, man. Every time I use it, like it's like a new feature. And I'm like, why are you adding these crappy new features? It's not even helping. It's just making things worse. Because streaming used to be so much simpler in the day. Like, I don't know if any of you guys stream, but they just make useless options, man. That's what I can say. I absolutely destroy Wolf here. I think I'll get a triple perfect, I'm sure, if I remember correctly. Again, the customization. Look at the customization in this game, man. It's insane. They need to bring this back for the new Virtua Fighter, man. Like, why it's not in the PS4, PS5 version of this game, I don't know. It's just strange to me they left it out. But hopefully the new Virtua Fighter does have it all back in there. I'm a bit confused with the trailer to the new Virtua Fighter as well, because we have Sarah in there, but it's not Sarah. So I'm wondering, are they doing a Garou thing here, where it's going to be the next generation of characters and we only have Akira back and maybe one or two of the other older characters, and then everyone else is like the new generation of characters. So maybe Sarah, this Sarah who's called Stella, is like Sarah's daughter, maybe, I don't know. Maybe Jackie's got his own kids as well that are in there now, I don't know. Maybe Lau's died and like he's passed on his move to someone else, a new student. Obviously Pi is probably still alive. Yeah, I got a feeling they're gonna do a Garou with the new Virtua Fighter. I think we're gonna have next generation of characters with some old ones, a few old ones back. Mr. Mackett says about streaming, it's like changes for changes. Yeah, it's like they've got to earn their money at their job. They've got to do something while they're at work, ain't they? Even though I've seen some videos of people working at these tech companies as well, mostly the women, and they're doing not very much. It's like their work day is basically just them eating lunch every 2 hours. I was just like, this is your life, my god. Some of the jobs I've had, I just think to myself, this is what they do all day? My god, what a life. That's all I can say. But hey man, life's not fair, is it? We all know that. Life is not fair. Just have to deal with the cards you're given. Yeah, I don't really think the new Virtua Fighter is coming out this year. I think it's coming out next year. Cause the stuff they're talking about in that interview, it doesn't sound like they've got much stuff done already, to be honest. So I think this new version of Virtua Fighter 5 Revo is gonna hold people over till next year, basically, and then we'll get a new Virtua Fighter finally. So I don't know. I don't think there's any other fighting game. What other fighting games coming out this year? I can't think. Oh, you got Fatal Fury, of course. I couldn't forget that. Fatal Fury's coming out this year, isn't it? So hopefully that's good. There's never been a bad Fatal Fury game, so I can't see it not being good, to be honest. It would be very interesting to see Ken in there and Chun-Li. I think I will actually try to play Ken in. Fatal Fury is going to be insane to me. I mean, I know Terry joined Street Fighter, but Ken being in Fatal Fury is just going to be more insane to me, because I'm more of an SNK guy when it comes to fighting games. So yeah, seeing Ken in Fatal Fury is going to be mad. And Chun-Li. When it comes to Street Fighter, I think the last Street Fighter I really liked was probably Third Strike. That's the last one I played properly, like, you know, I got into it, playing my friend on that when we hook up every now and again. I don't hate Street Fighter 4, but I never got into it. Never got into Street Fighter 5 at all. And Street Fighter 6, it looks okay, but again, I'm not that interested, to be honest, but it looks okay. Tekken, I haven't been interested in Tekken for a long time, because I've always been more of a Virtua Fighter guy. Last Tekken I liked was Tekken 5. I think Tekken 5 is really good. I really like Tekken 5. I think Tekken 5 and Tekken Tag 1 are my favourite Tekkens. Tekken 3 is good as well. Tekken 2, I really like Tekken 2 as well. Tekken 1 is probably too old for most people, but that's okay for a first game. Yeah, but after Tekken 5 I was just like, I don't really care that much anymore. And the story is just bonkers now. I watched the story for Tekken 8, so I was just like, what is going on here? Like, it's turned into like some crappy Marvel film. It's just so bad. Mr. Madcat says, yeah, Garo 2, it's a very bold move. Garo, in my opinion, peak of SNK fighting games. SNK got some top games, man. It's hard to say what's the peak, but Garo is like very up there. I can't deny that. Like, Mark of the Wolves is probably it's hard to pick my favorite Fatal Fury game, man. Honestly, it is. I love all the Fatal Fury games. They're just all good. Like, that's what I mean. There's no bad Fatal Fury game. But Garo is definitely, I can't argue with anyone that says it sits at the top. Played that so many times. Garo, amazing soundtrack, amazing graphics. Yeah, it's definitely one of SK's best fighters. Obviously you got King of Fighters 98, 2002, those are amazing as well. Like 98, that is the KF I've played the most, and probably 2002. These latest KOFs, I haven't really played them much. I've played them a few times, but modern fighting games I don't really play much, to be honest with you. When I put a fighting game on, it's usually something like this. I'll play Virtua, the old ones, or Evo. If I play Tekken, it's the old ones. Yeah, Dead or Alive, you can only play the old ones because I stopped making them. 2D fighters, I never got into the... I do think the new Guilty Gear looks okay, but I do prefer the old ones. Like R+. You're not going to really beat that game to me. Like, the graphics and the music should just peak. So, I think you've got... Is it Grand Blue Fantasy? I never played that either. That looks okay as well. I'm trying to think, was there any anime fighters? Can't think of any. I don't know. I very rarely keep up with this stuff anymore, to be honest. When you get older, you just don't care anymore. You just live your life and play whatever. Outrun, this game, easily one of my favourite races. It might just be my favourite race. Like I say, between this and Type 4. The soundtrack, the gameplay, everything about it's just chill, man. It's the most chill like racing game ever. Between that and Type 4. Type 4 soundtrack's great as well, man. This is actually the PC version of Outrun. Again, this is a game I've got on PS2 as well, and it's on the Xbox. I don't think I've got Xbox. I need to buy on Xbox. I think the Xbox one's, well, it's pretty expensive now from last time I checked, but I think the original Outrun 2 is still cheap. Mr. Madcat says, Guilty Core R+, I can play it every day and never been bored, even with CPU. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, that game is peak Arc System, man. Like, you can't beat that game. Graphics, the gameplay, it just looks at me. I was watching like a tournament of it the other day, and I was just like, this game still looks good, man, and fun to play. I think the Steam version still has active players. Like, so, you know, I don't understand Strive has got like the more popular, like, you know, it's just a more popular game because it's new in it, and it's got 3D type graphics. But the art style in the old game is just way better to me, man. It's like I said about Street Fighter Third Strike still looks better to me than the newer games. I just prefer that. So it's the same for Guilty Gear. It's basically something they've worked on for so many years to that point, and that was like the perfect final version of that game. So, yeah. once you've worked on the game that many times. That's why KF98 and 2002 are really good. Mr. Macat says, yep, the Steve version. Oh, it's got rollback. Oh man, that's even better. That's crazy to put rollback in there, because that's a very old game, you know. For them to go back and put rollback in there, that's quite the thing. Because that game came out, for God, that's a very long time. I don't want to think what year. That's like PS3 era. I think early doors PS3 era to be sure as well, I think. But yeah, that is good that they put rollback in there, and no wonder people are playing it then. That just goes to show you. They need to, I don't know if it needs another re-release or something. Like maybe they could do like a collection of all the old all the old Guilty Gear games. Maybe they could do that and like get people more interested. Because now people are playing Strive, they might be interested in the older ones maybe, if they re-released it again. Yeah, man, Guilty Gear, I used to play it with my friends all the time, man. It's like, the battles we had on there was crazy, man. This is the PS2 days. All those Guilty Gear games. And the one that, where it's like 4 players or something, I forgot that one was called. It's kind of like Smash Brothers, but like, you can have like 4 players on the screen at the same time fighting each other. It's crazy. I think we hold up. Oh yeah, there's one more race in there. Again, this is to the soundtrack, man. This is my favorite track on this game, by the way. Like, I just listen to this over and over again, just when I'm driving. I like this mode. This is like the coast to coast mode. So you see me crashing into things on purpose here because you're supposed to crash into them. Each section's got its own like little thing that you've got to do. That music though, man. Oh. Madcat says it was Arc System's test of rollback technology, so they implemented it into Strive on the start. Oh, okay. That's a good way to test it out, actually, to be fair to them. I think that's what's happening with this new Virtua 5 that's coming out. They put rollback in there, ain't they? Well, it ain't out yet, but when it comes out, is it February it comes out? But they put rollback in there, ain't they? I think they're just testing it out for the new Virtua 5 basically when that comes. So Arc System's doing it that way explains why they did it for the old game, but it's still cool that they did it. They didn't have to do that. Yeah, now talking about Guilty Gear, I think I'll give that a play because I haven't played it for a long time. I think I do have it on Steam because it was on sale. I remember it was like something really cheap. I think I haven't bought it, but you know, Steam, you know how it goes when you got a Steam account. You've got backlog like crazy. There's games I've bought that have been sitting there for years that I haven't been played. It's crazy, man. That's why I didn't even look at this Christmas sale. Like, I stopped looking at sales a long time ago on Steam. Cause I was just like, you know what, I'm not even playing these games, even though they're cheap. I'm just buying them and they just sit there for like 2 or 3 years. I don't even play them. What's the point? I've reached that point in time now. I'm just like, you know what, I'm just gonna play the games I've got. I don't care unless something amazing comes out, like we talked about earlier about like Space Marine 2. Unless something like that comes out, I'm not interested in buying a new game, to be honest. Most of them are crap anyway, so, or they don't work well when they first come out. You've got to wait 8 months for them to fix it anyway. So what's the point? Oh yeah, I love the music. That's what I'm saying. This mode's crazy. You gotta dodge the meteorites. Listen to that music, man. Oh my days. Incredible. This is another game when I see it at the arcade, I'm always on Outrun 2. I'll just jump straight on it. This track really messed me up, this part here. I had to retry this many times until I got it down. Mr. Macat says, have the same problem, more than 800 games but no time to play them. Favorite track of this Outrun, Life Was a Bore, by the way. I think I have heard that one, because I haven't unlocked some more yet. But I've actually got the soundtrack for this game anyway, so I probably have heard that song, but there's so many good tracks. Like I say, but when I play it, I'll always pretty much put Night Flyer on, so that's my default song all the time. But yeah, there's so many good tracks. And this is one game I don't mind playing to unlock everything bit by bit, because it's just fun. It's a shame that, you know, because of the Fiori license, we can't get more re-releases of Outrun. Because really, we should have Outrun 3 by now. Come on, it's been some years. But I understand, because of the license, we're not going to get that probably ever. And we can't get no re-releases, so playing on the PC is probably the best it's going to be. Like I say, this is the PC version I'm playing here, because the fans still update it, like, you know, with the graphics and stuff like that. I suppose they could make a new racing game, but they don't have to use the Fiori license. So, you know, as long as the gameplay still has that good freeing mood of arcade gameplay, you'd be okay. Don't have to use Fiori. Obviously we'll be missing the Fiori, but you have to use other cars and do that. Arcade races are like a lost art. Like, it's not something you see in gaming anymore, really, is it? Certainly not at the quality of like what we used to get. No chance. Alright, I think we're actually getting near the end of this now, because I remember this was the last thing I recorded was this version on. I used Apharmd in this version, because we've got different versions of Apharmd in here. Like, so we've got B, S and normal Apharmd. I believe this was the B version I'm going to use, and he's more focused on using melee, so it's about getting in with the melee. His melee attack is very devastating. The damage you do, it's kind of like using Epion in Gundam Versus games, but you're going to see his melee is extremely deadly, and unlike other characters, there's a certain distance you can get in Virtua for people that don't understand where you can use your weapons. So with him, he's got the closest melee, so I could be far away from you, think, oh, there's no chance of me doing melee from this distance, but I can still get you, which you will see. Yeah, the first character fight is pretty easy, he's always pretty dumb. But then after that, it kind of steps up. This game is fast, by the way, when you get into it as well. My god, it is quick. Yeah, absolutely destroyed Faye there. She's pretty weak until she goes into Super Saiyan mode, but by that point she's only got so much life left. Yeah, this character is probably my favorite one in this game, to be honest. And that's what I was talking about, the air moves. I didn't even know those existed before. Matt says, bit of a hot take, but Virtual as a mecha game is better than Zone of the Enders. No hate to Zoe, obviously. If you're talking about game mechanics, then probably, yeah. Obviously, story-wise, Zoe's gonna win in it, but even though Virtual's got a story, again, that's not really covered much. You wouldn't even know Virtual's got a story, but it does have a story. But yeah, mechanic-wise, Virtual has got a lot of crazy stuff going on, especially this game. It's got amazing tech going in there, man. Amazing tech. On face value, you just think it's just, you know, button bashing robot kind of thing, but nope. There's a lot of thought going into this game. So when you watch high level players, you will see it, man. Trust me. Mr. Madcat1 says only indie scene can deliver some arcade-like racing experience. Horizon Train, Slipstream, Hot Shot Racing come to mind. Yo, Slipstream, is that the one with the accidents where you do mad stunts? I remember that game. That game was sick, man. Yo, I played that game a lot. It's like some Hollywood action movie, man. If that's the game I'm thinking of. You're right, man. Yeah, I think the indie scene is the savior for a lot of like genres now. To be honest with you, stuff that we don't get anymore. The further we get away from the arcade days, the worse gaming gets to me. Like in terms of gameplay, like I don't get that dopamine hit when I'm playing the games anymore. It's just some crappy story with basic gameplay, if that. Matt says, if we're talking mecha game stories better than Zoe, I've got here Xenogears, Front Mission, and Armored Core 6. I knew you'd say Xenogears. I know that's your game of all time. I need to finish that game. That should be on my list for this year, really. Xenogears, Front Mission. Yeah, Front Mission's like, it's the top, really. To be honest with you, don't get much better than that, to be honest. Armored Core 6 was a good story as well, yep, definitely. But yeah, Front Mission, out of all those, I'll probably say Front Mission, because Front Mission is about as realistic as you get with a mech game. It's kind of like Pat Labor kind of thing. It's about as realistic as you can get with mecha being really good. But Xenogears, yeah, I need to actually finish that game one day. But like I said earlier, I'm not very good at beating RPGs. Yeah, this boss ain't so bad once you figure him out. Like I said, it's all about the timing. Virtual is kind of almost, it kind of feels like, it's gonna sound weird me saying this, but it's like tennis. You know, like that back and forth you get in tennis, where you maneuver into the right position, you hit the ball, your opponent might be off angle, and you get him. That's the way Virtual feels to me like, but it's very quick. All this is going on very fast. So that's when you see high level players, there's a whole lot of stuff going on, man. And again, the soundtrack to Virtual, absolutely amazing. I think this is from the first Virtual. Yeah, it is. Same stage as well. The stage was that good and the music was that good, they had to bring it back. Yeah, I don't think, I'm actually thinking, is there any mech games coming out this year? I don't think there is there? You got that Mecha Break, I think, that comes out this year, doesn't it? I don't think there's any, probably something. Oh, we got that. Actually, I don't know if it's coming out. Diamond Machina X. I don't know if the second part of that game is coming out this year. I guess if the Switch 2 comes out, then maybe. Yeah, I can't think of any mech games coming out this year. Or maybe Namco can do us a favour and release Gundam vs Overboost. How about that? The Gundam versus players are starving. They're dying out there, man. They're dying on the streets. Got nothing to eat. Been living on that MBO for too long. MBON, whatever you want to call it. Maxi Boost on. says, now that we're talking mecha games coming this year, I'm quite stoked for Mega Phoenix. I've not seen that game actually. I'm gonna have to go look that up afterwards. What type of game is that exactly? Is that arcadey or more realistic kind of stuff? Well, I'm gonna go check it out afterwards. Like I say, I'm not fussed to be honest, because there's bare old games to play. Like I said, there's more old games to play than we got time to play, like Mr. Madcat said before. So even if you all sat there just played games all day, we would never finish all these games anyway. So that tell you there's already too many games to play. Matt says, if you loved Armored Core for answer, Mobile Phoenix ticks all the bright boxes, and with some heavy Sojo Kariwama Mori, how do you say it, sir? Now I don't know how to say it properly. Aesthetics too. Okay, that sounds very interesting. I'm definitely looking that up. I know there has been a few indie games that have been inspired by Francis, so this one sounds good though with the designs. Oh, I'm on the last boss, I didn't even see that, I was looking at the chat. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that game out. Oh yeah, by the way, for you guys that recommend me music on my Cyberpunk video when I'm talking about Cyberpunk music, yeah man, all those music suggestions you guys gave me, which is funny because I suggested you some music and you suggested me some music, so it works both ways. But yeah, thanks for saying that, because I checked them all out. They're all really good, man. So I discovered new music as well. So thank you guys. I think I did thank most of you anyway when you showed me or told me about those tracks or bands to listen to. Very good recommendations. Should also, Matt says, or should also mention my favorite AC design is very much white glint. Henceforth, my main AC design is like cross between Wild Tour and white glint in a way. Yeah, white glint is like, it's between that and well, I'm talking about like mechs that are like famous in Armored Core, so it's between that and obviously 9-ball. But my favorite ace in Armored Core is always going to be Last Klein's. That Armored Core 2, the design. Every time I see that cover, man, I'm just like, oh yeah, that's that's hitting the spot right there when I see that baby. His mech on the front cover there. There is some peak designs, like 2nd gen and 3rd gen. They had some peak designs for the ACs. White Glint is basically Lazina of Armored Core. Lazina is a really good show. Maybe one day I'll talk about that. It's not actually a long show to be honest, but that was a very cool show. I watched it many years ago. I do remember most of it. I do like playing it in Super Robot Wars. It doesn't show up in there much, but when it does, I want to play as that for sure. It's usually always normally one of the good suits in that game as well. Normally, especially when you get to like the later seasons versions of it. And I'm convinced like Zone of Vendors copied that show with how, you know, Ada talks to you and all that kind of stuff. Matt says, come to think of it, Voltoms and Leisner are my favourite Ryusuke mecha shows. Well, Voltom sits at the top for me. Like we've said this before, like it's, I don't know what order you want to put them in, but you've got Voltoms, you got 5-star stories, and then you got Zeta Gundam. Some people love or hate G Gundam, but I'm gonna put G Gundam in there anyway. As a super robot show, it's very damn good. So, you know, Gundam is very divisive because there's so many different series. Mr. Macket says Gundam Break 4 released this year as well. Oh, that Megaton Mashiri game. I forgot about that game, you know. It did look okay, you know, because you've got is there some of the Getter Robot crew in there and some Manzinga Z in there, so I think I will actually have to try that game out. It looks okay, but you're saying it's just mid. Gundam Breaker, from what I've heard about Gundam Breaker, is I think it's Gundam Breaker 3 is the best one. I think after that it was just like downhill after that, so I'm not surprised. Matt says, not to mention the Lesnar is such a cool design too, like only Kuno could have made such a design that badass. I haven't seen the rest of his designs, you know, so I'll have to check them out. But the Lesnar is a good suit. That's what I'm saying. I'm convinced Zone of the Enders copied that idea, because like, whenever I see it, that's what it reminds me of. Yeah, actually they could release a new Gundam game. I have a feeling that we're eventually gonna get Gundam Battle Operation 3, but that would only happen when they close down Part 2, and that's a free-to-play game anyway, so it's not like it is a game, but you know what I mean, like a proper game. So I don't know what they're gonna do next with Gundam in terms of gaming, but I have a feeling we're gonna get Gundam Battle Operation 3 at some point. I think that was the last video I recorded. Yes, it should be, because the timer's mashing up with it. Alright guys, this has been cool chatting with you guys, man. Matt and Mr. Madcat and anyone else that jumped by and watched for a little bit. Thank you very much for watching this crazy stream that's been running kind of odd for me, but hopefully it ran okay for you. Hold on, Matt just typed something there. Let me see what you say. Not just Zone of the Enders, new type of all of Mecha Gamer from here to Zone of Gears. Took notes from Ryuzuki, Voltoms and Laser. You're right, Voltoms, the DNA of Voltoms is in everything when it comes to Mecha. You can see it everywhere. It's all there. So yeah. But yeah guys, thanks for chatting, and anyone else that came by. It was fun time talking to you and watching these gameplay of these cool ass games. Hope you guys have a good new year, and I will catch you down the road sometime. Take care everyone. Goodbye.